Hello everyone, welcome to Sunburned Albino plays 1001 Spikes. I'm going to drag the mouse button over to the options button right now and, well, not actually do options, but, yeah, character this time. You can obviously already, it's not much of a surprise because you can tell by the title of this video, which I'm going to do post-mortem after I've already finished this. But we're going to do Curly Brace from Cave Story. And Curly, I like that. Curly is maybe my favorite character. I mean, look at this shit. She has a goddamn jetpack. And also, like, you can do it multiple times if you want to, like, you know, really try and be, like, super, you know, like, precise with, like, your landing stuff. Obviously, it's going to take a lot of time to master. But this is just incredible. The only blind spot, weakness, is that her blaster is not extremely accurate, so if you're trying to, like, block dagger shots with it, there's, like, a 1 in 4 or 5 chance that your shot is going to travel at a diagonal angle directly to the ground in front of you and probably not block that shot, which is a pretty major weakness. And so that's really the whole, like, issue with her. But everything else is so good. Obviously her aerial flexibility is unmatched. And it is absolutely a blast to play as her. Until you get to those instances where you're like, well, I wish that you were accurate with your shots that you fire. Let's not die, like, on the third level. Okay. And yep, you can also use her to pretty much jump over basically any wall structure that, like, spans up to the ceiling. Which obviously can lead to some very, very interesting shortcuts. But yeah, her blaster shots are of average power, the same as Aben's dagger. Takes 3 to kill a scorpion. But yeah, how much easier is that? To just skip everything. It's really great, it really is. But it is going to get a little more frustrating. I don't think I can actually make that. No, I can't. That's too bad. I mean, that might have been a good chance to, like, show off her sort of issues with the dagger shooters, but we got plenty of time to do that. I'd rather not, like, die as an example, like, this early in the game. But yeah, we can just go right up there. And there's that part all skipped. You can obviously skip that with other characters too, but with her it's the most fun, because, I mean, jetpacks. Everybody loves jetpacks. And then you can just do that along, you know, vast expanses of straight stuff, like at the victory lap levels, if you want to get them super over with real darn fast. Oh yeah, I forgot I have to stand on these. And Curly also has her own unique story, and you will see it now. Alright, short and sweet, I like it. Let's continue. You know what? I can skip that entire part. But probably not do it when the spikes are going to try and kill me. Let me see. One of these shots should angle downwards enough to where it'll hit that block. And that's the, like, that's sort of like the, like, black sheep shot that's, like, a real shame that it exists because, you know, that's the one that's going to screw up your whole, I'm trying to block dagger shots with my gun here. Oh, I forgot to mention, she has the coolest death animation I've ever seen in my entire life. Let's watch it again. Let me get there. Look at that. She explodes, and the sound it makes is so... I don't know why I like it so much, but I just do. I don't know. I'm a weird guy. Got interesting tastes in things. But in any case, yep. Oh, that's right. That does spikes. Yeah. Okay. And there we go. So I'm really glad I died, because I completely forgot that her death animation is my favorite thing about her. Which sounds a little morbid, but it's absolutely true. And she's one of the few characters that if you fall down here, you can actually just escape, and I like that so much. Any sort of, like, pitfall traps that you could fall into where, like, there's no way for you to get up are obviously rendered completely obsolete if you are Curly Brace. And this is going to shape up to be a quick run, maybe. I've already screwed up the timing. Well, okay, there we go. That's fine. No, no, no! Okay. That is kind of, because, okay, the way the jetpack mechanics work is, you know, you're in the air, and then depending on, you know, like, which direction you're pressing, that decides whether you go up or left or right. And yeah, you can, like, spread them out, so you can go, like, a bunch of different directions in one, like, jump. But it's really hard, it's kind of hard to maneuver, because you do have to, like, you have to let go of the key if you're trying to go up. Alright. And so when it comes to, like, these sort of, like, reactions that are just kind of, like, completely improvised, and you have to, like, think of something to do real quick, you might not remember that you have to, like, actually take your... In order to, you know, shoot upwards, you have to actually take your hand off, or your finger off the directional button. But as with all characters, it's basically like their gimmicks are just something that you have to get used to. And once you are used to them, you'll find that they're all pretty good. Except for Slayer Aben, he's absolutely garbage, as I mentioned in my last video. And you'll probably never see that. You'll see it. Maybe I'll do him as like a prelude to another character. Because I just hate everything about it. Okay. Okay, there we go. Yeah, her shots kind of vary. That was the worst timing of all time. The thing that hit me shoots, like, once every, like, 8 seconds, I think. So the fact that I just happened to be in the wrong spot at the wrong time, right spot at the wrong time, is... pretty interesting, but still kind of super lame. Okay. Alright, I could have absolutely made it. That's a mistake I make just about every time, is that I can just stand there if I make it quick enough. And I'll have made it, and I'll be able to fall right through, and I won't have to worry about anything else. But whatever. The one level that I was really stuck with her on... yeah, this is a good example of just using your jetpack to absolutely speed the crap through everything. But yeah, the one level I was really stuck with her on is 4-3? I think it's 4-3, maybe it's 4-4. The one, you know, it's the lava one where, you know, like, you have that platform that kind of circles around the entire thing, and you have to, like, dodge dagger shots from all different sides, and then... Yeah, you'll know it when I get there. And you probably know it already, because it's pretty, like, descriptive, and it's a pretty, like, infamous kind of, like, level that people pretty much universally hate. Because it's such a pain, so, you know, there's that. Whoa there. That is such... The back of my frickin' ponytail that I don't even have hits... the ceiling, and then that just knocks me to the ground. And that is exactly what happened there. Whoa, okay. Alright. And we don't need that for any reason, because we can just make it there. Yeah, I knew I had timed it wrong. I was trying real hard to do everything as slow as possible. Which means that maybe if I'd done it as fast as possible, I would have made it just fine. But who knows, right? It's not like you can test these kinds of things. Crap. Oh, we're fine, because that's right, we have a jetpack. Alright. Okay. I think this was also bad timing, but I think we're fine. Yeah, we made it. Okay, there we go. And we're approaching stage 3, too. Which should be pretty easy. I can... There we go. That's what I wanted to do. I wonder... Oh, yeah, that's right. Isn't that nice? Oh, but, like, I should probably, like, wait and try and, like, land on a thing, you know? That seems like it would be a pretty important step to this equation. There we go. There we go. I'll tell you, curly speedruns are going to be very, very interesting. God my darn it. Oh, shit. I hit my microphone with my arm. And you probably heard it, and it probably wasn't that pleasant, and I apologize, but whatever. I mean, that's sort of life sometimes, ain't it? Okay. Probably not small jump. I mean, at this point... Like, obviously I've done these levels countless... I wouldn't say countless times. I've done them a fair amount of times. I know everything that's going on. But with each character comes, like... Because it will influence your timing in a different way. And so that there's more stuff you have to, like, augment yourself to be getting used to these new timing situations. Because obviously when you're one character, you beat the level at that character's sort of normal pace, and then when you're a different character, you beat the level at that character's normal pace. And so there's lots of paces to, you know, to take in. So it's not just in terms... You have to pretty much figure out, like, depending on how many characters you're using, you have to pretty much figure out, like, 12 or 13 different ways to beat the same level. Like, you have to know it as one character, and you have to know it as the other character. The other 11 whatever characters. Now, a lot of these characters are very similar, but mostly, you know, with the ones that are sort of the outliers and have their own special abilities, which are really nice, those are the ones, obviously, you have to take as much care as possible to figure out, you know, the best ways to go through everything with them, as you would do with any character. Okay. This is much faster to do this, so I don't have to wait for you. Okay. Like with the Jim Hawkins run, there were parts of that run where I thought it was literally impossible to move on because his freaking, like, upwards jump thing would break blocks that he hit from below, basically rendering parts of the level inaccessible. But then, you know, once you did a little digging around the level, you'd figure out that, oh, Nicholas, whatever, you know, they anticipated these things, obviously, because they built them. And so there's always another way to beat a level, even if it doesn't seem entirely obvious right from the get-go. Yep. As with Ninja Aben, we can just walk ourselves right back up this way. Wait for the spikes to coincide with the flames. Still hasn't happened yet. Yeah, this is it. And there's that level. Pretty easy. We're more than halfway done. Technically, but obviously the later levels take longer to do. Or at least are more difficult to master, and therefore will be more of a crapshoot of whether or not I actually beat them on the first try. But here we go. Curly's abilities should help out a little bit here. Maybe not, like, ultimate, like, all-powerful, but they still should be fine. It's nice to be able to jetpack like that. Just because it, you know, it does function even in these, like, small concave spaces as essentially a double jump, and even a triple jump, because it lasts, you know, for as long as it does. But yeah, you can skip the button like with Ninja Aben, and It's a very helpful thing. I do not have a video where I collect all the skulls. I have obviously collected all the skulls because I have all the achievements. But there's some stuff content-wise that I just don't need to do because a lot of other people will take up those reins. And I know for a fact that there's already a bunch of videos that show you where to get all the skulls, so you can just go watch those, and I don't need to... It's not... Well, that was crappy. But we're fine. And we can just do that. Okay, we're basically not any worse for wear, even though, like, I jetpacked in the completely wrong direction at first. But we're fine. We wait for the second. Alright. And it's weird to think, like, what blocks can be broken, because Jim Hawkins' uppercut broke this block right here, but you can't break it by shooting it. And that's interesting to think that blocks are governed by different sort of, like, breakable principles. But we'll just do that, and we made it. We don't even really have to, like, activate those blocks, because I can just jetpack over as soon as I land there. But that does bring up the complication of the dagger shooter, and I'd have to, like, land directly... I'd have to land above the dagger that he would then choose to shoot. And it's just a little unnecessary sort of thing that I don't want to have to deal with. But yeah, thank God... Oh yeah, there is that breakable block. That works with all characters. I should remember that. But yeah, I don't even need that block, because I can just, jetpack all the way up here. But that's okay, and then we're here, and we can skip a fair amount of this level. An okay amount. We still have to get the key, but, like, we can just go up through here. There we go. And now, if I want to skip all those scorpions up there, which I absolutely do, I can just jetpack up through this area right here. As soon as this scorpion leaves, as he did, and there we go. And yeah, that's about 13 seconds faster than going all the way around. As you can tell by... Oh, that's right. Oh, damn it. Oh, well. I wonder, what do you think? Oh, if I could, like, break that block and just get that key outright, how amazing would that have been? Even though it does seem, because there are, like, breakable blocks, like, up in this vicinity, you'd think that there'd be a way. But oh well, I guess it's not to be. You can't have all the shortcuts. Or you can't just make any sort of shortcut you want. So, it has to be... Well, shoot. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah. And then... about there, I believe. And make it... Ah, damn it. Jetpacked too far. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, then we'll just go. There's no reason to, like, waste time just standing around when I know how the levels work and I know what to do with them. Although it is always interesting to find new secret, like, shortcut stuff. Of course, as it always is. Okay. There we go. It almost looks like she's holding a slingshot, but I know it's a pistol. Or, like, it's some kind of gun. It's like a space gun. But whatever. Okay. Now, time for this part, which can be a pain. Yep, but you can obviously circumvent that with that, and that's nice. I'm going to take a drink of my water. And now comes the level that I have yet to beat with Curly. Oh no, never mind. The one after it. But this is going to be a good, like, indicator of, like, the way that her gun interacts with trying to, like, shoot daggers. That it is probably better. Well, this is, like, terrible. Okay, there we go. I don't want to... There's no reason for me to, like, just stay there and, like, keep trying to shoot and just continually increase my chances of it missing. But, I mean, you see the variation in the angle at which the shots shoot, and so you can pretty much assume that eventually that's going to come back to bite me. And so, obviously, I want to make it so that does not happen ever. There we go. Just wanted to make sure that I was not going to hit those spikes that are timed at the bottom there. And then there's this part. Okay. That was close, but it worked out. All right. You might be thinking, hey, why don't you use your rocket to fall through that gap up there and just get the key and then, like, zoom over to the right to get the key. And you know that's a good idea. It's kind of too late now, but whatever. I mean, you think of someone who has a jetpack and automatically all these sort of options of, like, you know, different, like, secret things that you can do become... Yeah, let me just do this. I don't think we can actually make this. No, I didn't think so. Which is why I don't usually ever do that. I don't know why I thought that was a good time to. But yeah, you think of, like, these things that, like, involve, like, these spikes and these narrow corridors that are all, like, covered in spikes, but you're like, hey, I have a jetpack. Crap. Crap. Well, let's not, like, do that. I mean, let's make something happen, right? Okay, but I'm gonna copy the thing that I did with Jim Hawkins and how to, like, skip the top part of this level. And that is to do that and then break that. Okay, and then we're there. Okay, that's fine. Alright, then that's a good way to do that, then. Okay. Wow, we beat it on, like, what? It's basically the first try. It was the first try that we got to that part. That makes me feel so much better, because I could have easily spent about 15 minutes on that level. As I usually do. But when the day comes when I master that level, which should not be far off considering how fast I did it, even with, like, this semi-unfamiliar character. I mean, that was the level that I was talking about where, like, I was stuck with her, because... But that was obviously prior to the knowledge that I obtained when I was doing the Jim Hawkins run, where you can, you know, break that stuff. I guess the keys, like, respawn their value with each character, because there's a 256 up that I actually got, so now I have, like, over 2,000 lives. I guess if you're just trying to, like, re-grab them as the same characters over and over again, that's when they get all grayed out. Okay. Ninja Aben can outrun that, so I don't, yeah. I was kind of accustomed to just walking under those. But yeah, as you can see, this level made infinitely easier with Curly. But there's still, you know, you can't circumvent the entire process because you still got to do this. And there, like that. Crap, this is bad. Oh, but we're alright. Don't wait for it. Wait, don't get killed by that fire. Okay. That's not bad either. That could have also taken a while. That level's unpredictability with that fire, and also that jump at the end, is what absolutely makes me hate it. I mean, I like it when I can beat it. What am I doing right now? Jesus. As far as I know... Well, okay. I'm looking at a different part of the screen while this is going on. As far as I know, there's no way I can, like, go under that. I think a case could be made that, like, if I'd done it better, it would be possible. But then where do I go after that? I press the arrow button. I press the arrow keys button. I know I'm not the only person that had that problem where, like, you just, you know, sometimes you press the arrow key and it just doesn't do anything for a while. There's, like, a little bit of lag. But it's not a huge deal. You know? It's just sort of one extra death. I mean, I can take about 2,223 more of them, so... Okay, so we'll go here. Those platforms align themselves in such a perfect way that I had nothing to land on. That's pretty good of them. That's pretty good of pre-programmed patterns that they're smart enough to do that. I'm pretty sure I just did it in the exact same... Oh, but we're fine that time. Okay. We'll wait for the fire. Yeah. It's better to stay here, and that's when you choose. Because then the fire doesn't dictate. Because then you don't have to, like, time it with the fire that's on a different timetable than, you know, the rocks are. Okay, make it. There we go. But yeah, none of these levels are supremely difficult to me anymore. For the most part. There's still some that kind of get me. Alright, but we got that pretty easily. As long as you stay on the left part of this platform, that makes the dagger shooter on the right not react to you for a whole nother, like, segment of the gold thing jumping. I still have yet to get this timing down. I don't know when... Like, I don't know when is good timing to circumvent... Well, you know, maybe I'll just do that. Yes, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Oh, that's nice. Oh, being curly is awesome. Alright. Curly's abilities might not be helpful at all in this situation. I can't really think of how they would be. Except for that, I guess. But that could have been done with anybody. Like, the only difference was that... Oh! Okay, watch it. Alright. And then we're fine there. This part still kills me a couple times, even though it's, like, the easiest part now. It has always technically been the easiest part of the level. But I don't know, like, sometimes I still get crushed by one of them when I totally shouldn't. But, you know, it should be good now. Yeah, like, at that, it's mostly just at that part I get crushed by, like, the third one to the right when I'm on my way back. But this will be fine. And we made it. And let's speed it up a little bit. Super good. Well, I mean, let's not kill ourselves a little bit here. But yeah, there's that level done really, really fast. Still wondering why that exists, but, you know, my questions will probably never be answered. And here comes the victory lap for World 5, which means there's only the boss to go. Except for, you know, the little path leading up to him. Also, if you're looking to beat the Tower of Vanar, Curly is absolutely your best bet, because not only is her jetpack super amazing for, you know, mobility and, like, getting across those platforms and stuff, but when you get to the actual, like, main boss, it helps supremely to have someone who shoots as often as she does. And she's so far the only person I've beaten the Tower of Vanar completely with, because I have never beaten the second boss, the one that shoots out, like, blue flame potions at you. I've never beaten that with anybody else. And we will input the keys, like so. And the boss should be insanely easy. Considering I have a jetpack, I can just shoot up and hit him in his little red scepter pretty much at my leisure. As we'll see. We'll see if I can beat my record for how fast. I think it was like a minute. I did it in like a minute with Jim Hawkins, because his shotgun, you know, spreads upwards as well. Yep, there's that pretty simply. There's that. Let's do it again. I can't believe I missed them all. There we go. Okay, I still missed. There we go. Alright, continuous box dropping phase. I can't believe... I do not feel that I should die unless I hit the ground while he's also trying to stomp on me. But yeah, especially when it comes to ranged attacks, her gun is not very accurate, as you can tell. And it's also going to become much more dangerous when he starts spawning, you know, infinite blocks. Because, you know, I have to go, like, all the way up in order to hit him. So it's very likely that I get hit by something I don't want to. Okay. Oh, that's right. Oh, crap. Time it. There we go. That's it. Don't get hit by blocks here. There we go. That's the end of that level. Okay. Oh yeah, we gotta get our high score here. Which is never going to rack up as high as you want it to. Or as high as you expect it to, even. Just because it doesn't seem like you... Like, the whole, like, recognition of picked up the gem doesn't seem to be the most accurate thing in the world. You know, like hit detection in a game where, like, they swing a sword at you. But in this case, for the gems. But my high scores... no, it's still not my highest. What if I just want to hang out up here? I can't help but feel like I'll screw up the timing if I just do... Like, if I just jetpack all the way to make it faster. And, like, I'll get hit by something that's falling when it's not supposed to. Or when it usually would not. But no, it really appears to just pertain to my proximity. And not even matter how fast I'm walking through the level. But I'll be quiet for this cutscene that I actually haven't seen before. Alright, and as you might expect, that's the end of that episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff that you do when you watch something and you like it, and you do all that other stuff with it. And I will see you guys next time.